Hey guys, and welcome to a new video where I'm going to share with you the CMA reservation application that is now a completely standalone web app that you can use to easily manage your restaurant reservations or that of your clients. It is designed to make for a really easy to use interface where you can just manage reservations. You can also manage your restaurant availability, which I will show you in just a few moments. I want to announce that the beta access is now open. There are only limited spots available, and those limited spots will allow you to claim a spot at an LTD pricing, so a one-time pricing. And if you click the link below in the video description, then the AI chatbot will explain everything there is to know about the pricing. But during the course of this video, I want to show you the features of the reservation app, right? So let's hop on and let's switch over. If we take a look here, then you can see once you're logged in, you come at the restaurant section, and here you can add your own restaurants. I did so for a test version, of course, and it's really easy. If you say I want to add a restaurant, right, then you get this specific setup. I will close this for now and I will just edit my existing one. So if I say edit, then you will be able to edit all of your restaurant details. So the restaurant name, the phone number, the address. If you want to have your restaurant logo, that's also possible. And here comes the really neat part, that is the availability. And that's per meal type. So if your restaurant serves breakfast, serves lunch, right, you can set up separate availability for that as well, besides just the dinner section. You can have, as you can see here, different kinds of days, so Monday through Sunday, where you can check each availability. So maybe you only have breakfast during the working days or just only during the weekend days, right? You can adjust that directly here. You can also assign the available seats. So if you say, okay, maybe for breakfast I have less seats available than for lunch and or for dinner, then that is totally something that you can do here directly under the available seats section. And of course, you can also have your opening and closing times available as well. Really easy to manage. You can just add it here, or you can just press the clock and you can then edit the time intervals from there. You also have a time interval for each average reservation. So by now you should know, okay, if someone makes a reservation, they sit for this long, right? And this time interval will allow you to display different kinds of time slots, not only in the web app itself, but also through the API endpoints that we connected for accessing this through CRMs, chatbots, and so on. So for example, I set it to 45 minutes, which means that each time slot that we will see during the making of a reservation will have these time intervals. The same you can do for lunch and dinner, and you can also have certain closing dates. Important to note is that you can also set the time zone of your restaurant. So if you're managing multiple restaurants through different kinds of regions, you can set the time zone per restaurant. So for me, so let's say I want to go with Europe. Let's just go with Europe and Paris. That's good. That's my time zone. Then that means that if I submit this, then all the times displayed will then be according towards that time zone. So it's really easy to manage. Here you will have the overview of your restaurants. And if you grab your early access spot with the LTD, you are able to manage 2 restaurants for now. Later in the feature, we will also add add-ons to add additional restaurants towards the overview. You can, of course, edit your restaurant like I just did, or delete it as well. If you don't no longer need it, or the client just cancel their contract with you, that is something that you can do really easily. Under the reservations, you will see the available restaurants from left to right. Currently I only have one, and you can see a good overview here, right? So if I zoom out a little bit, because I had it really zoomed in, then you can see that we have the availability at a glance. So we have availability for the next 5 days, 5 working days. And now we have a detailed availability as well. So if we're going into the detailed availability, so you will now see, for example, for Tuesday, which is today as of my recording, the breakfast time slots have already been expired, so those won't show up anymore. So it's updating real time according towards your own time zone that you set up inside the restaurant settings, and you can easily click any of these to book your reservation. But you can see, okay, the time interval for a lunch is 45 minutes, for dinner it's a little bit longer, 1 hour. You can see the available seats, and you can also see the time slots, right? So if someone on the phone mentions I want to make a reservation for 3 p.m, you can just go towards the lunch section and then make the reservation there. If you have another person that is calling and wants to make a reservation for 9 p.m, that is something that you can do as well by just choosing dinner. So if I'm going to choose dinner, then you will see you can enter the name, you can enter the email. So let's just fill in a little bit, right? You can also enter your email. Let's do that right now. Then also the mobile phone number. Here we go. Then we have the time slots. So let's say the time slot will be 9 p.m. and the number of seats, let's go with 5, right? If I say confirm reservation, now that reservation will be done at the bottom. As you can see here, we will have a nice reservation overview of reserved seats for 5. And if we go back towards the reservation section, so you can now see that the dinner only contains 30 seats, right? Let's see, we booked for the 29th, 5 seats. And if I say, okay, I want to delete this one. Yes, delete it. Then if I go back and I check the detailed availability, then those seats should be returned. And as you can see, we now have 35 seats again. It's a really, really easy way to manage your bookings. And you can also update your bookings, of course. So you can do that from the booking setting. And here you can just press the edit action. You have a nice screen overview of the availability of various sections. You can select a day. So let's say I want to go with Friday instead. I want to go with lunch. Let's go with lunch. And then we're going to select a time slot. Let's say, let's go with 2:30 p.m. Available seats, as you can see, available seats will be 25. So if I go with, let's say 4 seats, if we check the reservation section shortly, then we should also see that we only have 21 seats. So let's check it. Let's update the reservation. Let's go back, check detailed availability. Let's go with Friday lunch, and you will see the seats also nicely being aligned. So in short, this is the web application. It is designed to be a really, really easy to use interface for not only yourself, but also your restaurant clients to manage the reservations of a restaurant or maybe multiple locations in a single overview. There's also an API endpoint, and I also created a UChat template where you can book reservations and also update reservations as well accordingly. If you want access towards that template and that mini app, they will be down in the video description as well. So if you want to grab your LTD account at a really early access pricing, LTD pricing, so a one-time payment to manage 2 different kinds of restaurants, then you can now press the link inside the video description along with the other links for more information. If you have any questions, do let me know. And for now, I'm really excited to be able to onboard you, to welcome you as an early access user. Have a great day. Take care. Talk soon.